Think about you, get up on my feelings. Let me tell you about your pops, little man. Grew up in the 90s, living below the poverty line. I never had no nights. Your daddy is a product of this pain. Take a look into my eyes and you could see the window pain. Poppy died when I was 8. I grew up with that rage. Mama told me quit the self-pity. Just put it on the page. Free your mind and fly your pot your cage. See, I'm matured at a tender age. Live my life against the grain. From there on, my life has never been in vain. I wear my heart on my sleeves. Walking in the ghettos, made it through the rain. I'ma be a bulletproof. Always got your board. You can put it on my name. If really wanna shoot you ever get it wrong, I'ma be the one to blame. Stand up wrong, pop a veteran. I'm giving you the game. Never did it for the fame. Living off a granny's wage. Never had that much again. Ever flipping in the lab. Man, I pray for better days. Thank you for these letters. I got movement on my lane. Drop your first phrase. This the point they couldn't tame. Then we made the front page. April 04, we gon' take it to the stage. Stuck up in the ghetto, dining in the gutter. Uncle Lex a gunner. My fella back to back. Read the spitting image of my brother. Give me the beautiful smile. Vivid pictures of mama. Shit that never make it. I'm a cousin, I'm a fly the back. I don't want no drama. Nothing delivered faster than comma. Eyes up on the price and keep aiming for the sky. I love you, son.
I love you, son. I love you, son. That was good. That was Ingomaga King 032. King 032 from the EP called The Letters to LJ. LJ, we're hostile last season. Last season. Welcome to season 2. We are on and we are back, baby. Back by popular demand. Yeah, what's up? See on. Okay, so season 2, episode 1. This season we're coming back with a bang. We're coming back with some real knowledge. I'm going to say this season we're coming back with real knowledge. I'm just saying this one here is gonna be like real. It's gonna be like too much. It's gonna be proper. It's gonna be like exciting. It's gonna be. Yeah, we still have Pilani Comete, Nero Kid Comete. Lomchita, we use on Nero Kid. But anyway, we still have a plan Nero Kid Comete on the content. On the content is behind the camera. We still have Smang Hlope as your host, hence why I come on the show test a live with Smang Hlope. Negobe, we test a live with Pilani Comete because he's not here. You understand? So, today we are speaking about Forex trading. So if you have any questions with regards to Forex trading, please do hit me up. Please do pop your question. Just write a question, Yako, send it through. We're speaking about Forex trading. You understand? And on my right, on my right, I have the guru. The guru of this Forex game, the guru of I'm just giving you all the props, because I have the one, the only Mashaya Albert Mteta. So let's put him now Mashaya with regards to Forex. But before we get to Forex, we show you what we do is we just give them updates. A few minutes we give them updates. We see what's around the world. Before we jump to its topic here. Now, number one, I don't know if you remember, but who's this guy? Umsawawa. Yeah, Umsawawa. Umsawawa used to sing what you call Kwaito. Umsawawa is back quick game, but this time usetula gospel. Umsawawa is on to gospel right now. No put Zambia. They are both back, but benza gospel. Look, we should see Ibahlulile Ikwaito angazi. Yeah, Ibahlulile Ikwaito, Ibashaye phansi. Ibasaqazile. Hashtag COVID-19. The numbers are still rising. Ingane sebuyelile esikoleni, ezinye are going back to school on Monday, ezinye are going back to school on that other Monday. How do you feel about that? Do you think it's the right time ukuthi ingane ibuyele esikoleni? Or I started to was a situation of COVID-19 in general.
Yeah, in general, I don't think ukuthi ku-right ukuthi kubuyele iy'ngane esikoleni. Uma kuthiwa kubuyele iy'ngane abantu esikoleni ama-students, rather kubuyele ama-university students kunama-learners akuma-lower grades, because ilabo bantu laba abaphethe most of the things ey'dingakalayo and mhlawumbe bangaqhamuka nama-solutions kuma-studies wabo. So I think for those who are adults and well matured, it's them who will be ema-campusini rather than iy'ngane ey'ncane.
Today plan we've got a guy with some brains. Yes, ukuthi ingane se-university funa kube zona ey'buyele esikoleni nothethe ey'ncane. Omunye ukhona someone posted ukuthi why iy'ngane zase-crash ifethu ibuyele esikoleni zabo-grade R. Lezi ngane vele zizofunda ukrayona ihleli la ekhaya. Zikrayona ihleli la ekhaya zethu aziyaphi esikoleni because apparently kuthiwa if umdala noma usemncane kakhulu you've got more chances of getting coronavirus, COVID-19, #coronavirus. Now, another thing on the news is me. I'm also on the news. Why? I also got nominated for my awards, but then I'll be pulling out. But that's not the issue. Please do get my book. Take notes. It's 150. National delivery. You just have to inbox me, then so on. First, let's talk about Forex. Let's talk about Forex. Before we get to Forex, who is Mashaya Albert Mthetho? I feel like who is umlalela umuntu uma usumazi ukuthi ubani ukhulele kephi.
Yeah. So Mashaya Albert Mthetho is just a normal guy who's always been behind the shade. Khulele khona la eJaweni, especially ngahlala emivini semncane ngamuva ngase ngiya eMakhalathini, so ngifunde eLloyd, which is on my primary, and then ngase ngiyamuva eNkosazana to secondary. That's why I completed my matric, and then ngase ngifunda in follows. Right, so when in matric I had this ignorant who am I and what is it that I do. So Ikamalam it's Albert. I changed those words into the Albert, which is ambitious leader, believing Jesus, respected and talented. So now I'm Mashaya the Albert. A lot of people know me by that name. Right, so now being young and ambitious in a world whereby communications are very scarce and the assets which we need to use and the platforms to express ourselves, having them scarce, I use that period to groom myself and to make sure that the content of which, when the opportunity comes, I make sure that I'm well groomed in as much information as possible.
You said your names are?
Albert. B. Albert.
The Albert. Mashaya comes up?
Mashaya, it's my main name. But
I am so confused. I am so confused.
It's a name given at birth. It's Mashaya Albert himself.
So igama lakho Mashaya.
Yeah, igama lami Mashaya.
Oh, bengishaya kahle kahle. So the topic namhlanje is all about Forex trading, right?
Yeah.
Before we get to in Forex, when did you want to know I want to get into this Forex thing? Because abanye they are in bakuzinto ze-entertainment, abanye bakuzinto nje ziningi lesizona. But when you're like, I want to get into this industry of Forex, why Forex fits? And in explaining that, also explain to us what is Forex?
Yeah, so beginning with the definition first was Forex trading, the term trading simply means buying and selling.
Sure.
So when there's a transaction or where there's a place whereby you get to buy and sell, it's called trading. So there are a lot of traders in the world. A lot of people, they trade their time for a salary. Some people, they trade goods for goods. In the modern days, they used to trade cows for a wife. So so it's kind of the very same process. So now Forex trading, the term Forex, because there are also other people who are trading in indices as well as stocks. Some they trade shares. There's a lot of illiquidity in the market. So now Forex trading on its own is based on the currencies of different worlds. Like the entire world, they have different countries. Each and every country has its own currency. So now, as we are right here in South Africa, we're using a rand. If you go to America, they're using a dollar. If you go to Britain, they're using pound. And if you go to Europe, they're using euro. So New Zealand dollar there. So each and every country has these currencies. Now, when you go to the financial market, it's called the financial market, which is the main umbrella which occupies the very same thing. So now when you go to the financial market, that's where you find these currencies identified as digital assets. So they are not like physical, like when I give you a coin, you give me a coin.
Yeah.
But they do those transactions in Nigeria. They actually doing like physical forex trading. They buy dollars in paper and they sell you the paper.
Wait, there's a market for loan, like physically.
Yeah, in Nigeria there is that market, but now so the system has changed into digital. Forex trading is not new. It's something which was established like 400 years ago, from the beginning of trading, from the first to South Africa to do whatever they did. That's where the form of trading was established, because they could not just take everything, because people at the time were aware. So now they had to undermine the currency, which is what they did. They undervalued the rand, and right now they're taking most of the things from us but giving us an undercut of the price. So now when you go into the markets have something which is called pips. So the pips in each coin, let's say for a dollar, for example, there are values or digits which fall under or far off, which are called the cents. In this model, we last from the last 2 digits. But actually, when you go furthermore, there are other digits up until it reaches to the level where it's a cent. I think back then there was those small coins which 1 cent, 2 cents, and all. So they became distinguished. But in the market, they're still alive, and they are very profitable and very. They have a great value in the financial markets, but now in the physical world, they've lost value. You see, so now we are using a term whereby we buy low, sell high, just like every seller on every market. When you buy an asset, you buy it low and you sell it at a high price. So now we wait for example, when you're looking at dollar comparing to the rand, we wait for the dollar to depreciate, and then we buy low and we sell high. So we buy low and take profits high. So now what happens is when I buy the dollar, it accumulates or it increases in value. So when it gets to the top level, all the buyers worldwide, so there are over a million people who are trading worldwide. So when we buy the dollar, its value grows and it goes up. As we're looking at the chart, that's what you see in the chart. So the price goes up, and then when everybody takes profits, the price starts to fall down. So they're taking profit at that time, and other people are selling, because it's a huge market, right? So for every buyer, there's a seller. For every seller, there's a buyer. It's not like when you want to sell your cell phone right now, you still have to ask a few guys like, hey, do you want to buy my phone? But now in the Forex market, there's always a buyer available and there's always a seller available.
Guys, honestly, I wasn't expecting all that. But that's when you spoke of ama-pips. Before I forget, one guy asked me earlier, how to calculate ama-pips? There's because no, let me not elaborate on the question, but how do you calculate ama-pips? And also, explain what are ama-pips?
Ama-pips, it's the bits of the price, just like Bitcoin. Okay, I'm going to confuse it there.
You're going to confuse the confused.
Yeah, just like it's actually the cents in the value of that coin. But now it's how it moves in the market. Just like in the physical world, we have 1 rand and 1 rand 50, 1 rand 30. And the less you can go is 110 cents. So you cannot go below 10 cents right now. So the other coins have been distinguished or they've been terminated. But now in the market, they are live. It's like the numbers that are far off from the value, they are slowly accumulating each other to make 100s and then 100s and then makes just like from 0, 0, 0. So in order for this second 0 to be 1, there's to be this first 0 is to go from 0 to 9. So this one becomes 1.
Yeah.
And then once again it begins to count and then the number keeps on adding.
Yeah.
So it's the bits of the main currency or the currency that you're looking at.
So it's like all piece and piece of the currency.
Yeah, it's the currency being made into pieces, but very valuable, different in there, because like for 100 pips, you can make up to maybe $100, depending on the lot size risk management that you're using, and you can make a lot of money from that. So $100 is equivalent to 1.7 right now, since the dollar is trading at 17.
With $100 is equivalent to how much?
1,700.
$100, 1,700. So let's get back to the pips. like you said, how many pips makes like $1 roughly?
Like 100,000.
Okay, so 100,000 is equivalent to $1.
Yeah.
Okay, no, ngiyabuzwa. Now, back to this trading thing.
Yeah.
Like so you have, I believe you also have a business trade fundisa abantu trader, ne?
Yeah, I do have classes.
Yeah. What's the name of your business?
It's Foxy Group.
Foxy Group. I've always wanted to pronounce the name. You on Facebook, yes, this is Fox. Right, but it's fine. Foxy Group. Now, so Forex,
yeah.
What are the dangers for Mutongas, Fulungena? What are the dangers out there waiting for you?
The dangers or the risk in Forex, the Forex market is very liquidity. When it say the term liquidity, it means it's something that is not tangible, but it's there. So now the Forex market is very, very, very risky. I will not lie. But now, on its own being risky, it's because the big banks, so the government is also one of the major traders in the financial market as well as the banks. So not these local banks. The banks we have right here in South Africa, these are local banks. There are other 40 world banks which control the money in the world. So now when those banks come into the market, that's where there is a huge news because they trade $100 billion accounts. They do not trade like that. So if you come into the market with $100 with your $100, so they come with $100 billion. So one trade can wipe you off because you do not have the power to move the market. It's only them who have the power. So now the main thing or the secrets of this cause is for you to understand when are they going to perform, so you can play with them. But if you play against them, you play with fire.
So basically, I can't. I'm going to work saying I'm going to place a trade because I don't know what those big banks. What are they doing? What have they been doing for the past week? What are they going to be doing for the next few weeks?
Yeah. So you can't just wake up and say, right, today I'm going to trade. I'm no longer going to work, because with power comes great responsibility, and then information is the major role of importance in everything that you do in life. It's very important that you have information so that you can acquire a lot of things. So now a lot of people, they are ignorant or arrogant. They don't want to learn, because if you want to learn, you need to unlearn what you knew and then humble yourself and also access to new information. So now a lot of people, they hold on to that small information that they have, then they assume they know everything, and then they become they become ignorant. They don't want to humble themselves. They don't want to take mentorship. They don't want anybody to listen because they believe in that wrong information of which they got. So now that is the challenge that we have in the financial market.
Now, we should say we can't just wake up tomorrow and be like, I'm going to trade.
You can't.
Now, is there a qualification that you can get? So we are school in your phone, I'm going to school to learn Forex. I want to obtain a particular qualification. Do you need school to trade? Do I really need to go to school and get a qualification so I can start trading? And is trading, is it like a shortcut to what's in rich? Like, I want to be rich in the next year or so. So let me go to trading.
Trading, yeah. So trading is not an easy thing. First of all, if in my research I figured out that UNISA, they do offer a course, although I never did a thorough research because I'm a self-taught trader. Most of the time I have this deep desire of learning and everything. So once I focus on a topic, I make sure that I go to the core and come out with everything and make sure if it works. So they do have a course in UNISA, but I believe that a lot of people, because even though you attend that course, the person who's teaching you there is not a trader. That's the biggest challenge. It's just a teacher who go through the textbook and tell you that theory. They do not have that really trading experience. So that's the challenge. You can go to a university and do Forex trading, and I myself a well-taught trader, and then I go into the market, we can act very differently. A person who went to an institution just like UNISA, a registered institution, they could be best fundamental traders, and I myself, I could be best in both. because there is fundamental trading and then there is technical trading.
So there's now next cause
Yeah.
I remember debating this with my other friend who's also a trader, telling me you must have the fundamentals first.
Yes.
So what's the difference between fundamentals and technical? Yes.
Fundamental trading, it's where it's a market whereby it's the same structure, but now there are news. Just like right now, if I tell you something that's shocking, you're going to react over it.
Yeah.
So now, fundamental trading or fundamental traders, those are the people who are looking at the news most of the time on what is happening in a specific country, what is going to happen, just like unemployment rates. So right today, especially today was the NFP day. So when America, every first Friday of the month, they release their reports whereby they're looking at non-farm payroll and they're looking at PPI, they're looking at unemployment. So those movements, they are very volatile. Like by volatile, I mean they're moving powerful in the market. So they react fast to everything that is happening at that very moment. So now, there are people who only trade those events only. So they know if it's going to come out, and then they find their accounts, they put in big lot size on their trading account, which is very risky. At the same time, as much as you can triple or double your account, you can also lose everything.
No, it's like Forex, ne?
Yeah.
Forex. Someone wants for this corner interviews on my signals, ne?
Yes.
Like corner la off corner, or someone just say your signals, it means my signals, and then we trade them wins the money. What do you think of that? Do you think it's one of the options in learning Forex, or one of the options in getting profit from Forex, or would you advise someone to no, don't just take my signal, but get into the business, learn everything about the Forex before you even place your first trade?
Yeah. So what I do in my own service, because I did not complete the previous question, whereby I say the way I teach, I offer online sessions. So now, before I offer anyone one of my services, I need to make sure that person is aware of what is happening in the market. So now, taking signals alone cannot help you, because that's how people they think you could be rich overnight. That's the problem. You cannot be rich overnight. You need to work. Forex trading is a career. It's something that you do every day. It's a supplement of your work. So now, a Forex trader is the same as the person who's working. It's just that they can make your salary in one day.
Damn.
So now, that's how powerful the market is. So now, taking signals alone, because a lot of people, they rush into taking signals and avoid the mentorship and end up losing so much money that they could have just paid for the mentorship to get the main information and DIY, do this themselves.
Yeah.
So I believe that when you have great information, you can be able to make a lot of money, because as traders, you're not going to live forever. You may come into me, you subscribe for my signals, I give you that service, and then what if I die, you're taking my signals? You see? So you also end your career right there. So now, it's very important to learn, not just Forex, anything. It's important for a person to learn and have a deeper understanding with the topic, or whatsoever, and apply it with knowledge, and also self-evaluation. In my book. So, okay, I usually speak of this. There is a time by you need to do a self-evaluation. When you have a self-evaluation, it's easy for you to identify an equilibrium point, so that you know, as I'm a beginner right now, from this point I know that I'm going to be halfway around, and when I reach this point, I'm well matured and well equipped as the experience is getting stronger. So now a lot of people, they are failing to do that, to evaluate, like, okay, right now I do not have experience. By this time, I will surely, if you begin now, by December you have 6 months trading experience.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
So right now, senior trader, I'm in there, I'm doing my thing, I'm doing my business. Because I've been told that there's this kind, so at this time it's the perfect time to trade. At this time, can you tell us the timeline? Around this time, not timeline really, but around this time, this cut is right to trade. Around this time, when there's these things happening, it's don't even think about it. I do know, I think it's weekends you can't trade, ne?
Yeah, the market is off.
So what are the right times? Now you can trade, now you cannot trade. It also put in mind there's indabas around the world. So when there's this news, don't do it. When there are this news, jump for it.
Yeah. So if you get to look at it in the matter of time frames and all of it, so now every time it's a good time to trade. Because the market opens at Monday midnight, closes on Friday at 10 and 11 p.m. Differs from the countries.
We can still put on man, but
right. So when you go into trading on those platforms or whatever there is new, such as this pandemic, when it came up I made a huge loss at the time because I was not aware that it was going to happen. So now it is very important for you to understand what is going to happen or what is the most spoken topic on the time or what is happening in business world in other countries, because you could benefit from it. You cannot run from it.
Yeah.
Because if you run from it, you're going to regret. But if you understand it exactly as it is, you're going to make money during that transaction. So it's very important. It's very important that you clearly go through everything, you understand the fundamentals. It's very important. Even though you're a technical trader looking at the structure of the market, it's important for you to be aware of the content or the news that is happening around that world, because you can benefit from. So now when you go into the trading platforms, the chart is illustrated into different time frames. We have a minute time frame, we have 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, H4, daily charts, weekly, monthly. So now by looking at those charts, you are looking at how the price is moving for a month, for the day, for the previous 4 hours, or the entire 4 hours of how the price has been moving. So you get to make money in all the transactions. Rather, when you want to, if you do not have time, you could swing or go to a shorter time frame and look for quick opportunities. You take the trade, you get out, you take the trade, you get out.
Speaking of time, our time has run. For class. Okay, how much do you charge for your classes? Yes, how can we get hold of you? How much do you charge and how can we get hold of you?
Yeah, so lessons the mentorship of which I offer, it's the options are two. Get to physical, when I do physical classes whereby we meet and I teach you, it's 5,000 rands.
Okay.
But if I'm going to offer you an online, it's 3.5. It's once off 3.5.
Okay.
Before any other services.
So the last question, the 5,000. How long is Lolo class? For how long?
It depends on the person, because people, they are different. There are quick learners and there are slow learners. Okay. So if you want to take part, you can contact me on 0604619426.
Hey! No, that's a number. No.
Yeah, so you can search on Facebook Mashaya Forex Group. That is my trading group, as well as my cell number. It's 060 461 9426.
060 461
9426.
9426.
Yeah.
Now, do you send my signals? Do you send your only signals?
Yes, I do have my signals, but before you take my signals, I have to do some check on your level.
Okay.
Because there is this thing we do not talk about, the people who are like, I want to say this, there is no system that is designed to scam anyone. Forex is not a scam. It's a person who scams you through Forex, because the system is there, but if a person approaches you and say they're going to trade for you, be careful for those people, especially on social media. So those people are ruining the reputation of the financial markets. There is no system that is designed to scam anyone. It's a person who comes to you and they do bad and then end up blaming the system.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for all the knowledge you've shared with us. Unfortunately, we are against Iskati. We're supposed to end this, but anyway, we started late either way. So hopefully we are gonna get you again ngokuhamba kwesikhathi
Yeah.
soqhubeka le conversation because it's a deep conversation. It needs isikhathi eside. Igama lami nguSmang Hlope. Your author, take notes, your award-winning radio personality, Also, please do vote for me at Guma 031 in the award yes, important 031 awards, 031 awards, yes. So, till we meet again next week. Same time, same place. Stay live with the Smang Hlope, plan comment the only content. It was a pleasure being with you today. We are going to meet again tomorrow from us here, secret location city. We are out. Out.
Keep it blue.
Keep it blue. Yes, this is slogan of Mashaya. Keep it blue. Okay, assistant producer, assistant content producer. Till we meet again, just stay live with this Smang Hlope. Take notes.